Not every home is a dream home, and today I'm exposing 5 of the biggest red flags you need to watch out for when purchasing a home, even if the house looks perfect from the outside. If you're new here, I'm Angie Blanco, a real estate agent in Miami, and everything I'll be mentioning in this video I've either seen personally, firsthand, or through a colleague, so I know just how important they are to really pay attention to. Also, at the end of this video, I'll be giving you one additional bonus red flag, so be sure not to miss that one. Let's get into it. Red flag number 1 is foundation cracks. Over time, houses will settle and cause settling cracks. These aren't the ones you need to worry about though. But if you see wide and jagged cracks, like cracks that you could fit a coin into, or worse, your pinky finger, that's a foundation crack, and that's a huge red flag, and you can probably guess why, because if the foundation of the house is cracking, then the rest of the house could potentially be at risk. And that's why foundation problems are usually so expensive to fix and can cost tens of thousands of dollars depending on how bad it is, because it can affect multiple parts of a house and become sort of like a domino effect. So if you're seeing things like slanted floors, misaligned doors that can't close or that have trouble closing, or cracks that run up the walls, your best bet would be to get a structural engineer to inspect the property during your due diligence period or your inspection period. Red flag number 2 is water stains on the ceilings or walls, and even fresh paint in random spots. If a ceiling has yellow or brown stains, or there's patches on the walls that look a little too freshly painted, that's most likely a red flag. It can mean that there's an active roof leak, or that there was one and now the moisture has dried and just left a stain. Either one though, it's definitely something that you'll want to look further into, because if there is a current roof leak and the roof needs to be either repaired or worse, replaced, then that can become very costly. Or if there was a leak, but it was fixed and now has just left a stain, it's still important to look into to make sure that that repair was done properly and that the rest of the roof is still in good condition to prevent or at least decrease our chances of any future roof leaks or roof issues. And apart from roof repairs or replacements already being costly on their own, a roof leak can bring more serious problems like mold growth in the attic or throughout the walls of the house, depending on how bad the leak was and how long it was left unattended. The other thing to watch out for here are the wall patches or the spots that have been freshly painted. If a spot was repaired because a doorknob opened a hole in the wall, it's probably not a huge deal. But if it was because a pipe had burst behind that wall, that could be something more serious. So it's super important for us to be thorough in our inspections and to make sure that they're being done by somebody who's experienced and knowledgeable, who is able to point out and spot these things. Red flag number 3 is funky smells. Okay, so this one is a little less technical, but trust your nose. If you walk into a house and it smells damp, musty, smoky, or just off, it probably means something. Things like humidity, hidden mold, past water damage, pet accidents, and so on can cause some funky smells, which is not good. And remediation for these things could start adding up, again, depending on how bad it is and depending on how many things are going on in the house that are causing that smell. And sometimes sellers will go overboard trying to cover up these smells with candles in every room or those Glad plug-in air fresheners in every outlet. So apart from a house having a particular odor, if it also smells like a Bath and Body Works exploded, also be suspicious. Red flag number 4 is old and outdated electrical and plumbing. Bad wiring and old pipes can cost thousands of dollars and easily creep into the tens of thousands of dollars if you're looking into redoing them completely. And apart from being expensive to replace, they're also potentially dangerous. Fuse boxes and electrical panels that are too old may be overloaded by the higher electrical demand of today's larger appliances and more electrical use, which can cause the panel to overheat or the fuses to blow. Many older panels also have cloth wiring, which is when the wires are insulated by cloth instead of that rubbery plastic that's used today. Well, that cloth can deteriorate and break open over time, leaving those hot wires nice and exposed, which then leads to a higher chance of fire. Yeah, not good. Regarding plumbing, old galvanized or cast iron pipes are also something to watch out for, since they can also cause a big problem. Cast iron rusts over time, so checking the condition of the inside of the pipes is very important, and an inspector can do this for you with a little camera. Basically, if the cast iron plumbing rusts too much, it can fully corrode and burst, causing a literal show. Ideally, you want to see PVC plumbing, but if it is cast iron, at least check the conditions of them. Red flag number 5 is neighborhood red flags. Even if a house looks perfect, don't forget you're also buying into the area and the neighborhood too. Look around. Are there a ton of vacant homes? Are there boarded up homes? A bunch of for sale signs? If the answer is yes to most of those questions, you may want to reconsider. Why are there so many vacancies? Why are so many people leaving? There might be something happening here that you might not be happy with now or in the long term. Apart from that, how far away is this neighborhood and this house from your work? Will you be sitting in traffic commuting for 2 hours every single day? If so, that may potentially hurt the quality of your life because you're not just buying a house. You're buying a whole lifestyle. So if your day-to-day isn't enjoyable, then the house is probably not going to be either. And remember that when you buy a house, you're also making an investment. So position yourself in a way where your home purchase is gonna make you happy, of course, but also increase in value and make you money over time. Okay, and now here's the bonus that we have all been waiting for, and it is unpermitted work. Finding unpermitted work in a house, depending on the magnitude of the work, might raise some concerns and be a huge red flag for a few reasons, like it might not be up to code, which means safety could be an issue, especially with larger things like electrical, plumbing, or structural changes like additions made to the house. You could also potentially be responsible for it later if the city finds out about it. You might be ordered to fix whatever it is or even tear it down and redo it correctly at your expense. And reselling the home can also be more difficult. When it's time to sell, buyers or their agents may ask the same questions about the work and have the same concerns that we're bringing up right now, which can potentially either hurt the value of your home or scare those buyers away. Definitely something to be cautious about, especially in Miami. Ya tú sabes. Aren't you glad that you stuck around for that one? If you have any questions for me or wanted to go ahead and start your home search with someone who can help deter you from these red flags and from others, or at least let you know about them, then reach out to me. All my information is down in the description. Also, if you want to know what the 7 steps of buying your first home are, then watch this video here. Happy watching, and I will see you on the next one.